Hello everyone and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be working on my June Plan With Me video. For the month of June I was a little bit unsure what kind of theme to do, but then I remembered that in Sweden and in Nordic countries the day of Midsummer is being celebrated in June, so I decided to make my quote page devoted to this holiday, definitely very summer holiday. And after that I kind of thought of mystical theme connected to different phases of moon, connected to different prophecies. I don't know why my brain decided to connect these two things together, but here we are with what I managed to create. For the quote page, I just did a little drawing of the traditional kind of symbolic statue, I would say. It is usually like a green pole with some flags, maybe some ribbons around. And I just did this drawing in watercolor painting, just because I apparently like watercolor now. Because I've made so many mistakes of starting to draw further too soon, I decided to work on the June cover page, where I just used all my Phases of the Moon stickers around the June. And moving on, I just did a happy midsummer rating, happy midsummer quote, my quote page in Swedish, just because I used the Swedish flags and why not? And as you can see, I still did the mistake of drawing too early after the watercolor is not fully dried yet, so I did a little bit of an oopsie, but it's okay. And on the June page, just to make it a little bit more colorful, I guess not colorful but more busy, I just did these dots as a little subtle frame around the faces of the moon. And to make the Swedish flag pop up a little bit more, I used my brush marker just to make it a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more blue. Moving on. To see what I'm gonna do for the next page, I did a little bit of preparation with my own handprint in gold watercolor paint, and I used the same gold watercolor to draw a little bit of lines on my hand. And to see what I'm gonna do with it, you have to wait a little bit, but here you can see a little bit of symbols around it. I found this idea on Pinterest. I will try to include the picture here. So you can see I did a little bit of copying and it turned out pretty good. My white gel pen is definitely not the greatest, I need to replace it, but it still did the thing. It still is showing on the black paper, so it's not too bad. Now, as the handprint is done, we are moving on to the next page. For the month of June, I decided to squish all the things on just one page, just because I wanted this month to be a little bit more condensed, a little bit shorter in my journal. So I did the drawing of the basic calendar, and yes, I did find the mistake, but a little bit too late, so unfortunately you have to do with this mistake in the video, but I did fix it later. On top of the calendar, I did these 2 circles for my trackers for Instagram and YouTube, just as usual. On the bottom of the page, I did a tracker for mood and sleep, because it was really fun when I tracked my sleep schedule in January. And in between those two, a little bit of a habit tracker squished right in perfectly. So I am really happy how condensed and how simple this all-in-one spread turned out to be. It was a little bit more tedious to draw all the numbers everywhere, but I still think that it turned out pretty good, and I hope I will use these spreads a lot. And just a little bit of the decoration, I used my gold marker to write palmistry on top of the handprint, and just to add a little bit of different stars, different shapes around, just to make the spread a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more colorful, because before that it's very plain and it's very boring. And with all these stars everywhere, I think like it shines pretty nicely. And just like this, we are done with my June plan with me. It was incredibly short, but I am so happy with how it looks. It looks very simple. It didn't take me that long to work on it, and it's still very usable. And after all, this is what matters. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.